on the Reinhardt and Delor on the Zarya.
Alright, offensively, I would love to see this double sniper, but we won't. I'm pretty certain of that, unfortunately. Widow is she's just not where she used to be. There's no one super comfortable running it. Lynx, I think, busted it out the other day, but that is a top-tier, god-tier Widow. Something probably is going to have to change with her in a patch before we see her get super popular yet again. But on the offense, E-Dubs will play the Lucio. Zavar will be on the Zarya, most notably. Chicken, of course, on Genji. Burns will be playing the Mercy Damansta, and Winston School will play the Tracer. Let's see what he can get done as Tracer right away here. He's going to be trying to poke around, oddly enough not going around the backside, which a lot of Tracers will do, just try to get eyes on there. So he's just going to try to pressure in as they're holding the top. Now the rotations are going to be super important if they can rotate around in time.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And man, School gets punished instantaneously. It means one DPS player is down on the offensive side, and this last push is going to be very difficult through the stroke point.
Yeah, so that is a quick first pick as they do rotate around there. Arc is going to be holding this center point as they are just going to try to play the poke game. He's got a nice golden hammer. He's going to try to get around the edge. Gets a nice Zarya bubble too. He wants to get his chip in so that he can get this ultimate up pretty quickly, but here comes the aggression through the front door.
Yeah, and instantaneously, there's so much in the background. Burns goes down instantaneously, which means it's kind of bad when your Mercy goes down very quickly. Lazy Core takes down the monster, and right now, it looks like defense is initially going to be able to hold it a little bit. Schooled is just, blinking back, trying to get out of this damage range. Right now, Arc gets taken down by E-Dubs, and right now, it looks like the defense is holding on a little more. Pulse Bomb misses, but the offense is still pushing on. The defense just not getting on the cart.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be all but over as soon as Mercy went down there, but some really nice picks come in late. School takes down Guilty yet again. He's going to look for the cleanup. There's no one here to contest this cart. School does go down, though. They are able to grab this cart. Transitioning, are they going to be able to get back in time? They're going to maybe try to get all the way back and rotate through these stairs. They want to be able to hold the high ground. That's exactly where they're at least trying to go. We'll see if they can come up next, because Delor has got his Graviton ready. They've got a lot of ults to work with at the very least on the defense.
Yeah, a lot of this on the offense is going to be baiting out ultimates. You have that offensive ultimate, the sound barrier on your Lucio. It makes it super easy to engage on Chicken, and their entire competition is all built for attacking this high ground right now, and they're going to abuse it.
They do come in on the high ground. School tries to get a lot of work done with his Reaper, has to Wraith out. They get bullied off the high ground, yet the cart keeps pushing. Here comes a pretty late Graviton. They get into there, but the sound barrier comes down, keeps everyone mostly alive. Jaru does clean up the Diva. Arc swinging his hammer wildly, still going for more kills. Jaru now gets the Nana boost, but it's a little too late. There's no one left for him to kill as they try to chase this down. He does chase down his opposing number. Now everyone's still piling back onto the cart, but it's going to be a 3v6. They do bait out an Earthshatter, though, which is pretty nice for them, as they still continue to push this. This is a super aggressive offense. They're not giving up, and why would you after it worked so well of them on the first point?
Yeah, and I mean, their competition is built specifically to dive into the background. Chicken's still at 3%, so Dragonblade is going to be waiting a little more to come up. But Burns is up to 92% already. He just ulted, so this fight could be sustained for even longer than this.
As long as Burns can stay alive, we've got the cam on him now. He's going to try to, yeah, he's just hiding. This is the very interesting Mercy cam that you see from time to time, just waiting for people to die. We'll see what they want to do on the defense. It looks like they're happy holding pretty far back, but here comes that resurrection we were expecting as the fight continues to go on.
Yeah, and the Reinhardt's in the backline soloed right now, but the Arctic does more than enough and takes down Burns, which is huge. But the thing is, he was so isolated, I'm surprised he wasn't taken down earlier. What that does effectively is divide your offensive presence and your defensive presence from each other. The offense is now going to have an easy road into this next point right now, and they have a lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, just super aggressive Death Blossom as School simply walks in, takes down the Ana. He does not get much more out of it, but able to retreat, going to have full health again in this fight. They're going to sound barrier to make sure they can try to get this point. It is 4v6 down there. Here comes a giant Graviton. That could turn it all the way around, and it does, as Jaru brings it back with a 3k on his Reaper.
Yeah, and that's so huge right now. But the good thing about, the offensive push right now is Chicken now has his ultimate. While on defense, there's not a lot of reaction for it. I mean, they're running Ana, which doesn't have a lot of good, mitigation, damage mitigation, but Lazy Core is still at only 22%, so that's something to definitely keep a look at. This is honestly going to be about if Arc and Guilty can basically take out the backline.
Dragon Blade comes in through the back as Chicken does start pulling out the Samurai Sword. Takes down one there, not much more than that, as he gets Ghostbuster down by Zarya. Delore coming up big for his team with a couple kills, yet the cart continues to push forward, so they're going to have to try to hold last. 3 minutes 40 seconds left to hold last. I've seen double that held on Dorado last. It is an exceptionally difficult point to push as the offense, but the defense is not taking that really kind of passive approach. They want to fight right here on the ground level.
Yeah, I don't entirely agree with the way they're doing right now. I mean, you have so much room to just dominate, but when you take down Chicken that early in the fight, why don't you engage? But right now, the fight's mainly going down to defense. Luckily, he's still kiting away, trying to mitigate so much more damage in that Winston ultimate, bashing people out of the way and sending them back. And hopefully, that creates enough room for the rest of their DPS tiers in this game.
Guilty tried to get in there. He whipped his Pulse Bomb still at the very highest levels. A finesse ult that not everyone is always able to stick, but he gets the cleanup on Burns anyway, which is what he was looking for in that they stay alive. Zar does come in and clean him up towards the end of that fight as they get a couple kills on this offense. It looks like they want to continue pushing, and yeah, that aggressive defense seems to have been punished.
Yeah, but super smart from LazyCore right now to not die there. He has ultimate. As they die, you know, that's 10 seconds that he's not up. They can't use the ultimate. So right now he's just biding. He's not waiting for maybe an offense ultimate. Right now, great graviton surge, but he's processing that sound barrier doesn't really cover everyone. I think honestly that ult's really good, but I mean, he's shutting me right up right now, taking it up, forcing the ultimate away from Mercy, and resetting that play.
Some nice play there by Dolores. He went around the back and got his own Graviton up, but it was negated completely by the Resurrection. Jaru comes in again with a huge Death Blossom, takes down another 3. He has won 2 fights for this team by himself.
Yeah, and I mean, right now on the offside, the offense, you know, I'm happy that I got the payload up at this point so far, but right now it's all about using what you have right now. It's only right now E-dubs and schooled with ultimates, and Chicken switches over to the Reaper. I'm not entirely sure I agree with this. For some reason, they just switched totally off their aggression. They have no engagement, and right now it's all about picking the fight. If School can get a few picks, I think they win, but right now they're all challenging to a single choke.
Guilty behind, gets a Pulse Bomb down, but all he does is effectively charge that shield. High Noon comes off on this Sound Barrier team. He's trying to get it, but they all hide away. Schooled has to cancel it. Does not get the refund. A 0%, a 0 alt, only for zoning there. Guilty comes in on the backline, able to take down one as they continue to push. They're stuck in this corner, getting bullied out. Jaru again gets the Nana boost. That Nana boosted Reaper is the stuff of nightmares. Adds another 3K to his resume.
My ultimate is charged.
Yeah, and that's all about NG Visitator. You know, staying alive in that background. That Ana staying alive is so crucial because you get so much long distance heal, and all of a sudden when you build up that Nano boost, he just used it and he's already up to 45%. So that's so key for the rest of this. But I love the fact that Art's on that Diva up to 100%. On her mech right now, meaning that she's able to zone away the payload if she needed. But right now, it's all gonna be about this engage. Can they, you know, kite away any damage and force him out? But Gote goes down from School super early on. School's going on fire right now. I guess you don't need the Deadeye to do any of that damage. That Diva ultimate tries to clear up that Graviton Surge, keeps them all surrounded. But oh man, that's so much
doesn't matter. It does not matter. The Burns is still alive. He's been hiding the whole time, waiting for that right there as it comes back up. Really nice combo. That's exactly what they wanted to do. It's a quasi junk rush as they bait out a ton of ultimates, but bring it back into their favor. Now the Sound Barrier does come off on the defense. Another Death Blossom comes out from Chicken. Does not get much, but School does get one on the Deadeye there, pushing it at a 6v4 right now. Can they continue it? Jaru doing the best to put his team on it back. Another 3 kills from Jaru.
This is ridiculous, but right now you have to give props to the Ana right now. She's been staying alive so much, and guess what? Dropping that nade and forcing out, you know, making sure that you can't get any healing is so crucial. That last fight, the reason why they won before that res is mainly because she landed that, you know, that grenade on 4, and there's no time left, and it's super close. So basically, essentially, on the flip side, they're gonna have to be pushing all the way to the end. But I cannot stop emphasizing that Ana, how much of a role she actually played. When you don't get healing for X amount of time, and you're running a double healer comp, that means so much in terms of giving that advantage to the defense. That gives the advantage for the defensive, you know, DPS to really take advantage of the fact that they're going to be a higher health than the, you know, the enemy DPS dealers, enemy tanks, and all of that. So super great play from the Ana staying alive, and that's something I don't think that a lot of people recognize there.
One of my biggest questions about some of these teams that aren't necessarily the highest of tiers that are competing in this open side is, are your DPS going to be able to play at the level they have to play? Can they play consistently at that high level? And I think a lot of questions just got answered there as Jaru and Guilty had just mop up after mop up. Jaru in particular on his Reaper. There was never a time where he was getting single kills. It was always 3 kills. I think all of his kills came in groups of 3s, so some really nice play from him. He is going to aggress instead on the Genji this time, and And oh my, am I going to have a new favorite team and or player? Is Edubs leaving spawn with this Symmetra? He is, thank goodness. We have some hard light in action here as Zar will again play Zarya, which is just so fitting. Edubs will play this Symmetra. She's going to be something to watch early on. Demonstra is going to play a Reinhardt on this defense, Schooled on the Reaper. Burns will play the Lucio, and Chicken, bringing it old school, is going to play Junkrat.
On the other side, we have Jaru on the Genji, Gilte on the McCree, Delor on the Zarya, NG Visitator on the Ana, Lazy Core on the Lucio, and Arc on the Reinhardt. And I'm really interested in see what Jaru does, mainly because he doesn't look like he has any follow-up. I mean, all he has to engage in the backline is that Zarya shield, but it looks like what they're going to do is they're going to generate the Ana boost onto the Reinhardt and have him go in with Arc to kind of, you know, mop up a lot of the damage that is done by that Reinhardt. But this fight is all going to be about the first defense. If they can get that teleporter up and make sure that everyone reses relatively quickly, and then on top of that, they do have the Burns and Mercy res, this could mean a very long sustained fight that the offense has to take.
Jaru is just on mercy hunting duty, I believe. He's not even going up to try to get poke. I think they want to hide the fact that they have a Genji. This is a little bit odd. You generally see the Genji go over top and just kind of poke down shields. He's just hanging out right by the card as he lets the tanks do all the pushing for him, so they've yet to really see what either's composition are. Now, they weren't hiding out up top, so they're just going to give them this free push through the arch as the spam starts coming through from both sides. Now at a bit of a stalemate. Only 20% on Dubs' charge, though, so that teleporter is a long ways away.
Yeah, but at the same time, Jaru not being out, not getting that enough spam means that he's only sitting on around 18% right now, which means his Dragon Blade isn't going to be up for this next fight when they want to coordinate the Ana, you know, the Ana Nano Burst into there. So maybe he's just waiting to clean up and maybe trying to get the resets on his dash, but all I can see, but Burns does has the ultimate, Chicken has the ultimate ready, so this could be a great defense on the first push.
I think they might even be waiting for this Ana ult because that's the only one they have even close, but here comes a tire. Does it get any value? Does not appear so far.
Oh man, he's trying so hard to get it.
They've spotted it. They have to hunt down the tire, but it's going to be the Ana ult up next. I believe it's going to go on this Reinhardt, and it is going to be hammer time down there.
It's all about how they follow up, but they're all trapped in this one room right now, so that's
charge.
That charge pins him down, forces them away, but he's still going ham in the back line right now, just dishing out damage, and Taylor takes down Burns, so that's no res at all.
Dubs gets his telly up, though. Dubs got the telly up through that because he was able to charge it off of the charging Reinhardt. Jaru finally getting into the fight, kind of, not really, still hanging out by the cart, just trying to get spammed through the door, eats a fire strike for it. So they did get a decent push there, but now they didn't finish the push. That teleporter got up, and they have to know it. That is super dangerous for them. So now, not only do you have to deal with the teleporter in their back line, but they're going to have a resurrection available through, too.
Yeah, that's just seriously unlucky that they weren't able to capitalize on the fact that Mercy was down that much, but they do have a few ultimates on their side. Arc has, you know, has one for Delor as well as an ultimate right now. Good Graviton Surge changes the entire fight.
Yeah, it's been a very strange place to hold on defense as they've been through that door. Here comes a giant Death Blossom, though, does get chased down by the Graviton in response.
In the backline, it's kind of sad when Arcus got so hungry to try to kill the Mercy and was unable to do that, so charges into wall and gets punished for it. But he does burn the Earth Shatter on the two supports, neither of whom are dead right now, so Burns does get a good ult up, and E-Dubs, I think his teleporter is still up there, so that's not exactly, you know, good to hear from the side of the offense right now. You have to deal with both of those, but on the side of the defense right now, a lot of great things to keep this fight going. You have Sivars on this Graviton Surge as well as another Earth Shatter, so this could be an extremely long push, and there's only 1 minute left.
Yeah, it's their last good push, and Jaru so far has been missing in action. It's not the kind of Genji play we're used to seeing. It's a different style, too, at the very least, so he's going to try to get in here. They do take down the teleporter. That's problem one. Can they get in the back line and try to take down Burns? They're not going to push into this. They know that the defense has a decent position. Here comes that Dragon Blade. He's going to get one. He gets two. Jaru finally shows up, and Earth Shatter goes down, knocks him to the ground, but there is no cleanup there. This could be the push that they're looking for.
Yeah, they're so distanced right now. The defense is just so split up, and I mean, when you're running a Genji comp like that, that's exactly what you built for. You don't care about, you know, hey, like the 5 minutes or like the 3 minutes we spend trying to build up this ultimate. The moment that Dragon Blade comes up and you're able to follow up on it, I think that's exactly where they capitalize. But unfortunately, because that first point takes so long right now, they only have 3 minutes to push through the lies here. And if they spend too much time on this streaks phase, they're going to get punished in the last hanger phase.
Yeah, big Graviton's going to be available for Czar here momentarily as well, so they did not pressure high ground quickly enough. It's hard to get up there fast enough to deny the defense kind of full hold up there, but they do jump up. There's the aggressive Winston going in. The nano boosted Winston comes down after his jump is on cooldown, so a little bit of a mistiming there as Arc continues to go up pressure with that Tesla, but they don't have really the purchase up here. They're rotating tanks up and down. I like that they're trying to boot them off. Here comes another jump in. Graviton comes down though. The follow-up is just a hammer, and they combo it with the on a grenade as well, so nice cleanup there. Chicken does come back though, gets a couple of his own as they continue to battle on the card, and it is definitely the defense holding on to this.
Yeah, good job for the defense for cutting that initial engagement. I mean, in a way, yes, it's the offense, like a little bit of the offense fault for not coordinating that, but the fact that the Diva and Winston were both in the enemy backlines while their front line was getting destroyed in the Graviton Surge says a lot. But what I'll say right now is great job in defense, kiting and staying alive, and Burns right now still has an ultimate.
Not only that, but their spray placement has been on point as some makeshift graffiti just went down in the stairwell. So Demonza's up here. He's going to have his Earth Shatter at the ready here momentarily. So he's going to be dropping down looking for it. But again, it's going to be Burns that you want to keep eyes on here as well, as he's going to be the one that's going to keep them all alive. And Burns, of course, is hiding in the corner. Here comes another nano-boosted Dragon Blade, though, as Jaru takes down 2. The Resurrection does come off, but there's 3 kills early. Jaru punishes Burns for trying to resurrect the team. They really late Earth Shatter comes down, does not get exactly what they're looking for. Another late Earth Shatter as well, so they're going to try to gut this out here. It's 4 on the point, back and forth, but Guilty with the cleanup crew takes down a couple. That should be another successful offensive push. They might be able to get back out here on time, but they lost 3 so late because they chose not to disengage.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, on the positive side, Jaru does so much without that Dragon Blade initially, is able to stop School mid-ultimate and just cancel that out and immediately put down the damage, and does force out that res. That means that res is not going to be available for that last point, at least initial parts of this last push. So it gives them a lot of offense, a lot of room to do it, and Delor takes down Burns.
Really nice hunt down there. He went up and he got the follow-up with Jaru as well. They went as a team. If you're going to dive as one of these tanks, you need one of your DPS with you. That's why Genji is so in favor. He can go wherever the tanks can go with that follow-up. Jaru does go down on it, but it's a really nice kill to start off this fight at least. It's going to be a bit before they can able to get back in here for this final push. A minute and 50 left, so they got 2-3 pushes left at the most.
Yeah, but I definitely believe they can do it. I mean, Jaru's at 91% right now. That's a huge ticking time bomb right now. If you can get to the backline and assassinate 2 threats, I think they can fight.
There goes Graviton coming down, and the cleanup is absolutely there as they mop up all 4. So 1 push down, but a bit of a junk rush there as they didn't end up burning ults. They all died, so at least on their next push, they're definitely going to have the ult advantage. Now, the mech did come down as the call down, but they're going to have both of their DPS ults in there while they're only going to be pushing into a Earth Shatter. So if they can dodge Earth Shatter, they have a really good chance of closing this out, and really they have to here. This is a minute 10. They're not going to have an ult advantage ever again.
I mean, the monster, oh man, gets that great Earth Shatter so early on in the fight and immediately changes everything. That Dragon Blade is popped. I don't agree with it. I think he should have saved it for the next engagement. I mean, he had time where they're able to punch the defense slightly, but that res comes out, and all of a sudden, all the work that you've done during this push is all of a sudden mitigated, and man, they keep on pushing this back. I did not agree with that Jaru, that Jaru ult. I think you had time for one last push, and the fact that you get caught with that Earth Shatter means you're not ready to set up, you don't have the execution, and their win condition is gone. That was their entire win condition, was to get, Jaru in the backline, get the Tracer into the backline, and really cut them off. Their only ultimate right now is Arc, and I guess Arc can push them back, push them off their high ground, but besides that, I don't really see much follow back.
We'll see if Arc can do just that as he does jump up top. He does Primal Reach. He gets 2 into the corner. This is a Winston boxing match as it is going ape right now. I'm sure I'm the first person to ever say that. Because the Sound Barrier comes down and they are able to get all that extra health. Chicken and Schools on the cleanup as well. They're going to hold this, it looks like, as it's 6v4 right now. 6v3. Do they have anything left? The Res Burns could not clutch it, or Investigator could not clutch it out. That is a hold. That is map, and that is a win for Toronto.
That's honestly a little confusing there, and honestly, I didn't realize they switched over to Mercy right there. But that's not a great decision. I mean, what are you planning to wait for? Were they planning to stall out overtime and hopefully get 100% charge? But I still think Ana still charges a little more if you coordinate with Lazy Core. But I think honestly that came down to the last part was just ultimate management. I think Jaru and Guilty just got a little bit angsty about, hey, like, we're losing this fight. We just lost an Earth Shatter. I need to convert. I need to get 2 picks immediately off. But he wasn't immediately able to do that. And oh man, this Mercy play of the game. This is exactly what I love. 5
never die for the price.
I mean, to be fair, Burns put himself in really good position a lot of that game to be able to pull that off and get those resurrections. Looking at the wall, we saw him on the setup for that as well. So that is going to be round 1. We're going to try to find another game as soon as possible, but I showed you already. Are you ready to take the reins? Maybe do just a mini sellout. You got to ramp up to it. You got to work up to it. But just remind the people briefly who brings them this lovely Overwatch content.
Oh yeah, of course, honestly. So first off is Matcherino. Obviously type !Matcherino in chat and use your code GGNA, I think 19, to get you on that free $1 for us. It helps us a lot, and all of a sudden, you know, also helps Matcherino out a lot. But also, thank you so much for Ting also sponsoring this stream. So I think that's my part, at least. I'll get better as time goes along. Not used to selling out for some reason.
You're getting there. You're getting there. Okay, guys, we're going to try to find another game, so we're going to jump into a short break. Hopefully, it'll be short. We're going to try to get going here. I'm going to check my fantasy score. I'm going to check the Eagles game, and we'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in. Stick with